Felix 420 smokes daily.
Green heart if you see me on lead attorney, so I can see how many people have heard anything. How many people do we got? We got 1,000 people in the chat. Okay, y'all. Okay.
Making
I'm gonna
YouTube
talk about
clear
the
eyes.
transcripts. Okay, hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me assign a moderator.
I have to crank this down, I think.
Okay, we're gonna be positive in here today, guys.
I don't need to see Bumpus ass face. I just want to hear what she has to say. I think it comes clear on your guys' end anyway.
And let me see. JT, are you in here? Okay, we're gonna be positive in here today. JT, I'm about to make you a moderator. Drop something in the chat so I can click on you.
I'm gonna smoke that joint now.
There you go. I see you.
Never did hook up anymore. Sober night.
I just made you a moderator. Thank you, girl. 1 second, let me slow down the chat for everybody. Where are you at?
Nobody want to see her chat, do they?
Okay, so basically, this is what we're going to talk about. First, we like to talk about the mold situation. Everybody wants me to drop my Cash App. I guess I can just put my Cash App in my name. Hold on 1 second.
I really don't want to mess with this. I got nothing up there to identify in my video. It's reaction. Fair use supplies.
Okay, my Cash App is just my full name, Kayla Bumpus. And it's a picture of my baby. It's a Frenchie. Make sure you guys subscribe, like. And I want to let you guys know, I'm going to try to come on here more. I'm new to this whole social media, YouTube stuff. It's probably my first time on YouTube. So be nice to me. Please be nice to me. But I'm going to come on here and we're going to talk about everything. I don't want to have just like a lame lawyer show. That's why I didn't dress up. I just want to be myself. But I want to talk about all kind of stuff. I want to talk about, have you guys been watching Netflix? I want to talk about that guy with 1,000 kids. Who wants to talk about him? That's crazy.
That's what you're doing on your free time.
But for the next couple of days, the next couple of times I get with you guys, I definitely will answer questions you have about the case. But I don't want you guys to think that all I'm going to talk about and all I have to offer is about YSL because I'm so much more than that. Just want to give you guys a little introduction about me. I'm from Atlanta and I have been practicing for 8 years almost. This is my 8th year, going into my 8th year. And I see a lot of people, I'm going to answer some preliminary questions. I see a lot of people asking about why did Melnick send a personal injury attorney to a criminal courtroom? Well, truth be told is I was a criminal attorney for 5 years. And in the last 2 years, I have endeavored into personal injury. But I never stopped practicing criminal because it's what I'm good at. And, you guys may not know me, but if you're from Atlanta, I'm sure you know me. If you have ever been arrested in Fulton County, I bet you know my name. So I'm going to just say that. Anyway, so the mold situation. On lead attorney, I talked about how Initially, when we came from the meeting, a lot of people said that, I was the mole. But I'm going to be honest, when we came from the meeting, if you have read or know anything about the transcript, the meeting ended around 11 something and court 11:40ish, and court started immediately. So I immediately went into the courtroom. And I want to say that maybe 30 minutes into being in the courtroom that we went on break. And when we went on break,
I didn't get that.
when we went on break is when we hear about this infamous got you on camera video. So it's true, he does have me on camera, and I was talking to 4 attorneys. And that was just the beginning of them knowing what was really going on. But we'll get into that a little bit later. So let's talk about another question. But I'm going to answer it. I'm going to tell you guys everything.
Eban Films, shout out. Check him out. You want real street YSL information.
Yeah, and if you watch my meeting on the interview on the lead attorney, I think when he first when he did his judicial notice, he definitely said that we were meeting from 10:17 to 11:28, and I definitely immediately knew that was incorrect, and I was so scared, like, oh Lord, here we go. But I think once he released the transcript, that he did correct that, and he does say that we only met for about 17 minutes, which is more of the truth.
So would you only need representation for 17 minutes, then kick you to the curb?
I went to John Marshall Law School for my JD, and I went to Georgia State Law School for my Master's of Law, and I went to Georgia State for undergrad.
And I went nowhere. Just paying attention.
Now, one question I'm not going to be able to talk to you about is anything that Woody told me, because let's talk about attorney-client privilege. A lot of you guys have heard about attorney-client privilege the past couple of weeks if you've been following the case.
You're speaking too much, sorry.
And pretty much, we'll start off with immediately when Attorney Steele exposes the meeting into open court into the world, then Judge Glanville, he says, I have a pretty good idea who did it, and I'm sure she did it. When she did it, she violated attorney-client privilege. So we're going to talk about that. I really cannot answer anything that Woody told me that is protected by privilege. Hold on one second, guys.
Outside the transcript, I believe.
Okay, guys, here we go. We got, it's who everybody wants to know. Where is, look who we got, guys. Everybody put a green heart in the chat for Melnick.
No, we weren't.
Come on, he's not going to talk.
How you doing, Kayla?
How you doing?
I'm great. How about you?
Doing good. Look at all the green hearts you're getting.
Lord knows how far behind me are. But we're going to play this through.
All right. Well, what do you want to know? What does everybody want to know?
What does everybody want to know? Okay.
My face really looks like I'm probably on my stream.
So, Melnick, can you first tell everybody that you do not hate me?
Of course not. Absolutely not. You were doing me a huge favor.
Okay, everybody's been asking about stand-in attorneys, and a lot of people have been giving me pushback and saying that in the transcript that I did not stand up for Woody, and I did not say anything, and I let the state badger him, and I did not protect his rights. And I have been telling them that I didn't have a duty to Simone or Adrian, and that I allowed them to do what they wanted to do. And off the record, I talked to our client, which would not be in the transcript.
Right.
But could you explain to them what a stand-in attorney is and what's the role of a stand-in attorney?
Well, essentially, you were filling my role in this case. I had represented Kenneth for a while, and when the state surprisingly.
So typically, a stand-in attorney for a specific matter of day, you're going in, you're just a stand-in attorney. You're probably just in this situation. It's different though. He's on trial. You're being a stand-in attorney for a person that is on the stand and pled the fifth. This isn't a regular situation for a stand-in attorney by no means. She said she did not want or hoped this situation wouldn't last this long because she was a stand-in attorney. Yes, he released Melanie. I believe he did. Hopefully this comes back soon. But that's part of the issue there.
Was intending to call him as a witness without speaking with me beforehand. I notified them that Kenneth didn't want to testify. We had a hearing in front of Judge Glanville. Glanville said we were going to reconvene the hearing on Monday. Well, that Monday, June the 10th, was not a good day for me because I had plans to go out of town. So I called you and I said, please help me out here. Just come to court. All Kenneth wants to do is take the fifth. And then all this happened.
Okay, and then another thing people have been just bashing me about is if Melnick was there, he would have never let this meeting go on.
Well, I mean, this is a first of its kind type of thing that I've ever seen anywhere.
Public.
So I don't know that any lawyer has enough experience or knowledge or know-how to deal with these types of issues that you were presented with that day, something that I never would have anticipated. I certainly anticipated that the state was going to try to get Kenneth to testify, but I never would have anticipated that you would have been summoned into a courtroom in front of a judge with a court reporter and several deputies and
14.
Both prosecuting attorneys or all the prosecuting attorneys, and that this would have happened. I've never heard of it happening before, and neither has anybody else.
With no defense.
Okay, so you don't have to answer this. I think we talked about this. You can say no. Okay, but this is what we're gonna do, Melanie. You got 3 questions I'm gonna ask you, right? So
okay.
One, you can plead the fifth on one. You can get forced immunity on one. And the third one you gotta answer, okay?
All right, let's go.
Okay. Everybody wants to know, did you file the bar complaint on Adrian?
No, I have not.
Okay, well now you got 3 more. You still gotta go. Okay, so no bar complaint on Adrian. Okay, everybody wants to know, did you really send Adrian an email that says F you?
So it's very misunderstood, okay? I didn't just say F you, all right? Here's the context. I had sent an email, and I'm not looking at the emails right now, so this is not verbatim. I had sent an email saying, Kenneth has always said that he didn't want to testify. You knew this, and you've created this situation. Miss Love sent me a response saying, whose interests are you looking out for? Are you looking out for Kenneth's interests, or are you looking out for the interests of Mr. Steele's client and Mr. Shart's client, which is an implication that I'm doing anything that I'm trying to help out somebody else's client, that I don't have my own client's best interests at heart, which is essentially the worst thing you could ever accuse an attorney, a criminal defense attorney, of doing. So I wrote her back and I said, if that's what you think that I'm doing, if you think I'm doing anything other than protecting Kenneth Copeland, then you can go F yourself. Those were my exact words. Maybe not the best choice of words I've ever used. So Anyway, but I did send the infamous email.
Okay, and so we just thank you so much for coming on here. What do you think is going to happen with this trial being on pause? Do you think that Judge Cross should recuse herself, or how do you feel about what's next?
Well, I think the case should go to somebody outside of Fulton County, somebody who does not have an ongoing professional relationship with Judge Glanville and with the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. I think they need to bring a judge in from outside the county to hear the motion to recuse.
Do you think that if this goes to the Fulton, if this trial were to go anywhere other than Fulton County, that these guys would get a fair trial?
Whew, that's a tough one. You mean Jeffrey Williams and everybody else? Would they get a fair trial if it were transferred out of Fulton County?
Yeah.
Whew. I'm trying to think of where cases, if there's ever been a change of venue out of Fulton County and where they've gone to. So if the case were to be transferred out of Fulton County, it would have to go to a county with comparable demographics. And one county that comes to mind that I think would have comparable demographics is Chatham County, which is Savannah. Would they get a fair trial in Savannah? I don't know. It's a really good question. It's really hard to say. I think they get a fair trial. Whether they get the outcome they want is a different story.
All right. Well, we know everybody. Attorney Melnick is preparing for a murder trial that's going out on Monday, so we can't take too much of his time. But we want to say thank you so much for coming on here. You are the missing piece to the whole story. Everybody's question is Melnick still in Alaska with the non-refundable ticket?
Alaska was beautiful, by the way.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Kayla. Take care.
Okay, good luck.
You owed her that.
Okay, guys, so we heard from Melnick. I don't want to hear any more Melnick threw Kayla under the bus. You see that he came on here and he showed out. He even answered the question about the email. So we want to just say thank you to Melnick. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
See my bar, it's not moving. So
all right, guys. So next, let's get another good question. A good question, guys.
Did you win your last case?
Why do you guys keep asking who snitched? I don't know. I was sitting in the courtroom. I was pulled into this. I left the judge's chambers at about 11:49 and came and sat down in the courtroom. Okay, we'll talk about the transcripts. Let's talk about the transcripts. So, you guys want to review the transcript? We can review the transcript. I'm here to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. Like I said, I just wanted to get on here, introduce myself. Oh, God, y'all. Here we go. Here we go. Look who we got, y'all. It's Mr. Copeland. You just missed Melnick.
I'll watch it.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm here for, though.
Woody, is the transcript complete? You say no?
You know that.
So, guys, I just want to say that even